The meltdowns of the Marxist Democrats and their mouthpieces in the media over Donald Trump winning the 2024 presidential election are subsiding. But don't worry, because with the inauguration just around the corner, they're going to have plenty more to be upset about.
I think we talk a lot about the coming dictatorship, but I think what's really coming is what you would call an oligarchy. That's a term you probably forgot from high school, but what it means is that a handful of really rich people run the government, and they steal from ordinary people using their access to government in order to make themselves and their families even richer.
You mean how Joe Biden was able to buy his 10,000 square foot estate in Greenville, Delaware, which he did later sell only to downsize to a 7,000 square foot estate? Or how his son Hunter was paid over $80,000 a month from Ukraine's Burisma for a ceremonial position? Or how Nasty Pelosi accumulated a net worth of almost $250 million through her insider trading due to her knowledge of the activities of the intelligence committees? Or how Barack Obama campaigned for president in 2008, saying that he had only paid off his student loans 4 years ago. And then as soon as him and Michael left the White House, they bought a $15 million estate on Martha's Vineyard. Donald Trump won't be sworn into office again for another month, but he's already making America great again in more ways than one. The corrupt FBI director, Christopher Wray, resigned this week, even though the Democrats are hoping that he was going to stay on because he was appointed to a 10-year term, but he's gone. And I'll be willing to bet that he'll be one of the many recipients of Joe Biden's preemptive pardons that he's going to start handing out like candy soon.
He oversaw a massive FBI investigation, as everyone remembers, of thousands of people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th.
FBI persecution, lawfare, many of which, by the way, are going to be pardoned very soon, perhaps even on Donald Trump's first day in office.
And also the investigations into Mr. Trump's role in the effort to overturn the election in 2020 and into his handling of classified documents. Director Wray, of course, approved the FBI search of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago compound in 2022. And that's something Mr. Trump never forgot.
Oh, he's just holding a grudge because the FBI invaded and ransacked his home, including his wife's underwear drawer. The meltdowns are transitioning from Donald Trump winning the election to the incoming cabinet. And here's Democrat Congressman Dan Goldman, who is extremely concerned about Kash Patel possibly being approved by the Senate to head up the FBI.
Kash Patel's only qualification for this job is retribution and revenge. And so you see these interviews where Donald Trump is asked, are you going to direct your DOJ, your Attorney General or your FBI director to do this or to do that? He says, no, I'm not going to direct them. He already has. And he's chosen people who know exactly what he wants. And he's chosen people who have repeated publicly that retribution and revenge.
Which, again, is why old Joe is going to start handing out his preemptive pardons like candy to all of his officials and allies before Donald Trump takes office. The old bags on The View are hoping that Hillary Clinton may be on that list, although many of her crimes, sadly, probably passed the statute of limitations. Here's Bill Clinton chatting with them, sounding like an AIDS patient.
Mr. President, Donald Trump will be returning to the White House, unburdened by the pressure of re-election.
Unburdened by what has been.
With sweeping immunity granted to him, I believe, by the Supreme Court, and an alleged enemies list we're hearing.
Well, let's hope there's one.
Do you think it would be wise of President Biden to preemptively pardon any potential targets? What about your wife, Hillary Clinton? She apparently is on Kash Patel's list.
For what?
Yeah.
Well, they got a problem with her because first, she didn't do anything wrong.
Of course.
Second, she followed the rules exactly as they were written.
Mm-hmm.
She did nothing wrong, isn't that right, James Comey?
7 email chains concern matters that were classified at the top secret special access program at the time they were sent and received. Those chains involve Secretary Clinton both sending emails about those matters and receiving emails about those same matters.
But no one's above the law, and it's hilarious to hear the Democrats change their tune now that they may get a taste of their own medicine.
On the day Donald Trump leaves office, the Justice Department may indict him.
Very strongly in favor
of indicting the president when he is out of office.
I don't think the incoming president should be threatening his political opponents with jail time. That's not the kind of talk we should hear from a president in a democracy.
You're right, Schiff for brains. That's the kind of talk we hear in a hypocrisy. Now, the Democrat mayor of New York, Eric Adams, is sounding an awful lot like a Republican, pointing out the hypocrisy of the Democrats.
And now we're hearing others are saying that Biden should pardon people because this would be difficult on their families and difficult on them, and they would have to pay high legal fees. Well, what about me? What about those mothers who are placed on FBI watch lists?
He's talking about the people who attended school board meetings and gave the school board a piece of their mind and then were placed on FBI watch lists.
Because they were standing up for their children.
Well, you said the other day you think that the justice system has been politicized. You believe that, don't you?
Yes, I do, with all my heart.
Same with the former governor of New York, Fredo's brother, who admitted that the Trump persecution case shouldn't have happened in the first place.
The two trials in New York, New Yorkers said, 66% said the justice system is politicized. And there's nobody in New York who likes Trump. And still, 66% said the justice system is politicized. And you want to talk about a threat to democracy. When you have this country believing you're playing politics with the justice system, and you're trying to put people in jail or convict them for political reasons, then we have a real problem.
Well, and
I mean, what's next? Is his brother Fredo going to admit that Donald Trump has been persecuted unfairly by the Democrats? Oh, wait, what's this?
I believe that what the Democrats did to Donald Trump, which
you promoted, which you encouraged, which you celebrated, making millions of dollars a year as one of the faces of primetime CNN.
Which was the job, to impeach a guy when you know you have no chance of getting him removed. Okay? Zero chance. That was a political indulgence to do nothing but distract from the interests of the people. And you were creating an impression of a standard that you never had any intention of holding up yourself.
God may forgive people for their sins, but I don't think that we should forgive the pawns of Satan in the Democrat Party and in the liberal media who collected millions and millions of dollars while lying with every breath to the American people every single night, trying to destroy our country and throw Donald Trump in prison. And I can't wait for the meltdowns in the mainstream media once he starts pardoning the January 6th political prisoners, which he has repeatedly said he's going to start on day one, within minutes of being inaugurated.
Just on the pardoning within 9 minutes, is that even possible? I mean, what does that process actually look like?
It is possible. I mean, what they can do is they can have his lawyers, the incoming White House lawyers, draft the pardons, the proclamation, essentially, and have it take effect when he takes the oath of office. So it can happen within minutes. I mean, we've had it happen before, you know, where Jimmy Carter, for instance, on his first full day of office, so the 21st, he pardoned the thousands of people who had evaded the draft. So during the Vietnam War. So there is precedent for doing something like that.
Which means that hopefully on January 20th, Joe Biggs, among numerous others, will be able to walk out of prison as free men.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
Well, how about we say MAGA Christmas then, and a happy 4 more years. Which reminds me, you can still order anything from my online store at markdice.com and get it in time for Christmas, but you have to pay for expedited shipping. This weekend is the last you can do that. Expedited shipping is a few dollars more, but to offset that cost, I'll save you 20% off anything by using the promo code SLACKER at the checkout. So order your MAGA Christmas and happy 4 more years sweatshirt or t-shirt, your Trump Claus sweatshirt or t-shirt, your classic Trump fight shirt, Trump in the Matrix, liberalism find a cure, the MAGA Mafia, an appeal to heaven, Teflon Don, or any of my awesome designs, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below. Enter the promo code SLACKER at the checkout to save 20% off this weekend and check them out.